Another fascinating look at the markets from the team. I'm really looking forward to see a technical view from you, mate. What do you think may lay ahead for us this week?
It's always fascinating to do the Sunday market update because of the variations that you get among all the asset classes and indexes and currencies and all the rest of it. So I'll take a look at the technical aspect that I'm seeing, and I'm only looking at 3 charts this week. First one is Kiwi CAD. Now, Kiwi CAD is it's a solo this week game changer bar that I actually have on my radar. And if I give you a bigger overview of what's going on here in Kiwi CAD, it's a bit mixed, this chart, to be fair. But I do see a couple of things that point in a direction. And one of them is this trend line here. That has been broken. And then we've had a bounce off that, but only as far as this resistance level. And that's a little bit more obvious, if you like, on the weekly chart. The thing that I like about this is that we've been in this range between 86.5 and 89.5, I think it is, round about there anyway. A few false breakouts and a massive one, but intrinsically we're entrenched in here, at least since May 2020 or March 2020, around about that point in time. So it doesn't like to get outside of that area. And when I see ranges, I kind of perk up a little bit, because when I get to the top, I like to see them go to the bottom. This is one of those cases. And it has delivered a game changer bar on a resistance level. For that reason, my bias this week on Kiwi CAD has to be short. Now, am I going to trade that bar per se? Well, no, I'm not. And the reason is I'd have to enter around about there somewhere, which gives me a risk of about 150 pips and a potential reward till I get to the bottom of that range of only about the same. So 1-to-1. I want a little bit better on that to trade a bar such as we have been printed here. So I'd like to see on maybe a daily chart on maybe Monday, Tuesday, daily chart come back here, give us a lower high, even Tuesday, Wednesday, give us a lower high, and then we can look to trade it short. On the 4-hour chart, maybe the same thing, but I'm not ready yet to trade it, but that's the direction that I think Kiwi CAD is headed this week. Now, I tremble whenever I put this chart on screen, because it means I have to shudder. It's a currency pair I hate. It's dollar yen, but technically this week I see it as at resistance. Now, I know we've spoken a lot in the show about the dollar, and I fully agree with everything that's been said, apart from one thing. And I see the dollar index at an inflection point, frankly. I've got a resistance trend line, I've got a support trend line, and I've got a horizontal level, which is pretty clear in recency coming through this area, which is pretty much where price got to on by the end of the week. Now, look, this breakout was clear. There's no question about that. And it went straight up and didn't pause until Friday came off a little bit as it hit that resistance level. Now, my thought process is that this week we're going to see a pullback. I don't know if we can get back to this level. And I think Orlando was kind of going in that direction as well. I don't know if we can get back to that level, frankly, because once they start to buy these dollars, they tend not to stop for a fair bit. And there are targets well above this level, as was pointed out earlier in the show. But I see this week as a pullback week. If it does come to there, happy days. And I'd be more than willing to trade anything that points in that direction. And here I see on dollar yen a clear top of range scenario. Now, I call the channel a range, but I also see a horizontal level sitting there. It makes perfect sense to me that this can come off and maybe go back to this level, not the level that I spoke of before, but certainly back to this level here, which is still monthly pivot, of course, and around about the 113 mark. That would give us 100 odd pips to play with. And again, on a smaller time frame daily chart, 4-hour chart, I would be looking to trade this short this week, not long. It would want to be a bloody good setup though, because I hate dollar yen. It's a very, very difficult currency pair to trade. But technically, that's exactly what I'm seeing. The trade of the week for me is Aussie Swissy. Now I'll go through this pretty swiftly, but essentially what I see is a massive inverted head and shoulders sitting here, to be fair. And if you drew a line through the neckline, which I haven't done, but I'll do that for you now. If you want to call that the neckline, you could. There's probably a slanting line that goes down there, but it has been broken and retested. I'm going to get rid of it for a second. But moreover, this is a monthly chart I'm looking at, and long-term trend line that goes back to 2014, break, retest, and there's that inverted head and shoulders sitting there quite clearly. So the bias, to my mind, is for a bullish Aussie Swissy. And then I come to the smaller time frames, the weekly here, where we've got, again, a trend line that was broken and retested. You probably can't see that clearly. I'll go a bit tighter. And now we're pushing off the backside of that trend line. Also, in a company with an ascending channel, we've also bounced off the bottom of that. Daily chart will show you that we've come back with a vengeance on Friday with that big bull bar. Now, I'd love to get into this early in the week, frankly. Any pullback here, I think buy a dip is my go for Aussie Swissy, and just keep buying it until it gets to the top of that range again. In my humble opinion, that is, as I said, the trade of the week. Any pullback here would be suitable for a buy on Aussie Swissy. That's my technical view for the week and my 2 cents worth, mate.
Cheers, mate. It's interesting. Every week your 2 cents worth is worth a few more cents than that. Thank you very much for it, mate.
Cheers.
Big night ahead, mate. As New Zealand beats Australia in the 2020 World Cup cricket final.
Look, I don't think I can stay awake, to be fair, but thank God for Fox Sports. They'll put up a replay fairly early. I would imagine I'll jump onto that one, I think.
Well, I'll send you a message. You know whether you want to watch it or not, mate.
No, don't do that. I'll turn my phone off.
I'll ruin the replay. I know what you're saying. Hey, mate, thank you very much for your patience and for your patience. It's always nice to have you anchor the session and bring it up with the technical stuff. I think a lot of people are, obviously it's a big part of what we do, the technical stuff, and it's nice to get here and to get it summed up. Been a great show from the team, if you ask me. Lots of stuff. There's lots of stuff going on in the market and lots of different views for you guys to have a look at. Take your time. We'll be putting out the cut-up sections one by one. Those sections, they'll be only about half an hour from You've got the whole of this show to have a look at. You've got the little ones one at a time if you want to have a look at them. I'd like to thank the team very much for the openness, the honesty, and the generousness of the sharing. Makes the show what it is. So thank you guys to the team and to you guys that you're going to use this information in the next week to try and make some more money. What I'd encourage you to do is to stay calm and make good decisions. Take your time. When you stay calm, make good decisions, it all tends to work out. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see